Namaste, lovers. It's Darcy, and welcome to our first YouTube video of the new year. I've had a lot of requests from students in Boston and even students here in Oklahoma that just travel a lot and they'd like to take our classes at Bliss into the comfort of their home or their hotel rooms. So we are going to start really, really simple, and we're going to gradually work our way up with the videos. I'll be offering videos for all ages. Today we're just going to start with this simple vinyasa that every yogi should know just in their heart. They should just know this sequence. It's a great way to build strength and energy, and it'll really tone you up and stretch you out. So we're going to work on Surya Namaskar A. This is the Sun Salutation. And we're going to start at the top of our mat in mountain pose. And so to get into mountain pose, we're going to place our feet hips width apart, which means we want the ankles to be right up along the outer hip bones. So outer hip bones, outer ankle bones are going to be together. All the toes are forward. We're going to take a really nice look at the pelvis. I like to refer to the pelvis in class as a bowl, and it's holding water. And so a lot of times when we're standing, we let that bowl of water pour forward, and so we've got this extension in the lower back. So what we're trying to do is draw the tailbone down to the heels and lift your bowl of water so none of it can spill, and better yet, none of it can even ripple, because we're going to find some stillness here and solidity. And then I like to refer to this area, the front of the torso and the back of the torso, as your corset of support. And we have to strengthen this corset to keep us safe, not just on our yoga mat, but also in our practice off of the mat in life. And so really honing in and engaging these muscles. When we lift the sternum, when we lift our heart, we're pulling up on that attachment of the tummy muscles. So we're getting length here. And when we pull down on the tailbone and draw it down towards the heels, we're getting a nice lengthening in the back. Arms alongside the body. Take your shoulder heads and just get in the habit of rolling them up, back, and down. Spin the palms forward and actively reach your fingertips down to the earth. This will engage the back of your upper arm, your tricep. We'll lift the kneecaps up for a nice firm foundation. Spread your toes, root your feet, and reach through the crown of your head. So when you are in mountain, when you are in Tadasana, you are very engaged, and you can definitely feel all of your muscles here supporting you and holding you. And the key here is in this statuesque stillness, we're trying to find a fullness of prana, of breath flowing in and out of our bodies. So take a moment to just feel this pose. Feel it from the feet all the way up. And take a few deep breaths in here. Notice if the body's swaying. Just kind of get an idea of how your body is in space. This gravitational plane, all of our muscles working. Don't just hold us upright. And then there's lots of ways to move into the next posture, Uttanasana, forward fold. Some teach to start from the heart and reach up with the inhale, and then down with the exhale. This is the way I like to go. I like to dive down into the next posture. You can have your arms alongside the body and reach out, and then back down. So there's lots of variations, so don't let the variations of sun salutations confuse you. At the end of the day, you can make up your own arm variations and just really make it your own. And we encourage encourage that to start really getting comfortable on your mat and start playing more and really feeling inside your body. So the way I do it, we have hands at Anjali Mudra at the heart center. Inhale, reaching up towards the sky, but we're still a straight line of energy. And then we exhale, soften the knees and dive down towards the earth. Now, not everyone's going to be touching the ground, and it's not just about flexibility when we can't reach the ground. It's also about lever length. So take that into consideration. You can reach down to yoga blocks. You can reach to opposite elbows, but we want to really let the head go here. Try not to be adding any extension in the neck where you're looking forward. You just want to let it go. And you can bend the knees as much as you need. If your hamstrings are wicked tight, you can bend as much as you need to. Just taking a few breaths here in Uttanasana. The next posture is Adho Uttanasana, coming up halfway, which is going to be different for everyone, and it's also taught different everywhere. So you can, if you can keep a neutral spine and keep the fingertips tapped to the earth, you can do that. I also like to, in class, sometimes teach an actual parallel torso to the earth. So drawing the shoulders to the hip line, pulling the belly into the backbone, and really engaging this corset of muscle. And the hands, everyone's hands will be in different spots. Some will be shins, some will be knees, some will be thighs. But we also want to remember that the top part of the spine is in the neck, so we can't be all good here, shoulders down, and then let the neck fall. We have to stay active and keep the neck parallel to the earth. This is a challenging pose. Few breaths, then we're going to soften the knees and come back down into the forward fold. And now it's time to choose if we're going to be doing a modified or a full Chaturunga Dandasana. This is our yoga push-up, everyone's favorite pose. So let's break it down. From the forward fold, you can step back or you can float back with both feet coming back. I don't recommend floating unless you are fully confident with your core strength and you can float back without jarring the spine, letting the whole back dip into extension and then come back up. And I see that a lot. If you can float back and softly land your feet, perfect. But if you're just jumping back and making really hard landings, you're really actually not doing a lot of good stuff for your spine, especially in the long run. And so when we come back, let's all lower down to our knees. And let's pull the wrists under the shoulders and spread your fingers. Like we need so much support here. It's not just arms. It's not just tummy. It's both, equal proportions. Excuse me, I feel like something stuck in my throat. So the knees are coming back a little bit behind the hips. We're going to push the earth away. Very important that we don't let the chest sink. This is so common, but it's dangerous for the shoulder joints. We're going to lift the belly up. We're going to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. So usually when people are going forward in class, they're letting their hips dip down too early. And then they're putting all of it in the shoulders and then the wrists. So what we want to do is keep going forward until your shoulder heads are just about to hover the fingertips. You have to go that much farther. And then we bend the elbows and aim them back. And keep going forward so you can get that parallel line from shoulder to elbow, elbow to hip. So practice that a few times. It's really important that you feel confident in the knee version before you even think about tucking the toes, extending the legs, and coming into full Plankasana. full version is the same steps. You want to lift your kneecaps here so you can engage your quadriceps. Pull your heart in between your shoulders, press the earth away. Keep your neck parallel to the earth. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, lower, lower, lower. And then we can roll into our up dog. So take a minute practicing either the full or the modified Chaturanga a few times. Try like 7 times, going in and out of it. And I encourage you to video it. You don't have to share it with anybody, but video it or take a picture or have someone take a picture of your full expression of Chaturanga. This is a really common thing I see. In full. See my back? I mean, it just doesn't even look like it would be safe. But we're letting the tummy muscles go. And as soon as this stops contracting, your back is just naturally, there's nothing holding that spine in neutral. It's just getting to go in that extension. That's really, really unsafe. So I want you to take a look and really see how you are offering your body into this pose. If you're just dumping into it and rushing into it, I've been to classes and I've taught classes where we do 30, 40 plus Chaturangas. But the more I teach, I like to do less, but hold them for longer periods of time and really work on the integrity. And I can tell you, once you get the pose down, it's going to sculpt you, especially your arms and your chest, your tummy. It's a very, very powerful, strong pose. And I adore this pose. It makes me feel strong and confident, and I know you can feel that too if you just keep practicing. Next pose up has lots of variations because all of our backbones are different. And I have a lot of students, some privates, and it's a very common thing, more common than not, lower back disc issues, bulging discs, herniated discs. It's more common than we know. And flexion isn't really a good thing. Extension is to help mold and strengthen the lower back, the lumbar part of the spine, back to normal or close to normal. But extension comes in all ranges. And when we're doing a prone extension on our bellies, up dog, this is a lot. And even though it's in a basic flow, that doesn't mean it's going to be for everybody. So option number 1 is your forearms coming into Sphinx, elbows under shoulders, forearms parallel to each other, fingers spread, palms rooted, and we're standing on our forearms. Gaze is forward, shoulder heads are back, heart is shining forward, chin parallel to the earth. This is extension 1, Sphinx. You could come into a yin extension, seal, sliding the hands out forward a bit, and then straightening the arms. You can see it's still not quite up dog, but it's a little more than Sphinx. You could lower down, slide the hands back, keep the elbows bent, and come into a baby cobra. There's all different variations of this pose. You can be a little bit lower. This is a lot of work in the arms and hands, but it's less extension. And then finally, upward facing dog is wrists under elbows, elbows under shoulders, vertical arms, and a part that a lot of people forget or may not know is that the lower body floats. So we're literally standing on our hands and the tops of our feet. Now see how my shoulders are leaning forward? I'm putting a lot of weight into my wrists. That's not necessary. So I need to roll them back and open up the heart space. While you're working on the upper body and building that strength, you can of course leave the legs down and just focus on this. Now, if you're taking this option or seal, of course it's not going to flow as fluid, but you're practicing safely, and that's all that matters. And in time, you'll build that strength, and maybe you can do the full Sun Salute. So next pose after up dog is down dog. Your entry is keeping the toes pointed back, pushing the earth away, lifting the tummy, and flipping the toes as you go. Down dog is an A-frame where the hips are the very point at the top. And we're putting equal weight into the upper and lower body. We're trying to take out rounding. We're trying to take out extension. We're trying to be neutral. And we also don't want to be here. See how I have a cliff, shoulder to wrist? I need a slope. I need a slide. I need to push the earth away from me. Come out of here, align my neck with my upper arms. Not everyone's heels are coming down to the earth, and that's okay. This is downward facing dog. You can move in this pose. This pose is going to really let you know where your hamstrings stand. Taking a few breaths here. Remembering to try and evenly distribute the weight between the palms and the soles. We're going to inhale, set our gaze forward. And then on our exhale, we'll step the feet to the front. Arriving back into Uttanasana, that forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, root to rise, coming all the way up, being mindful of the back. We're not just rounding up, we're being very, very mindful. Lifting like a lever. Reaching the arms up, and then we'll exhale. Arriving back into Tadasana. Let's do this one time, just as a flow, and I'll just cue with the breath, and that'll be our Sun Salutation for the day. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. I hope that this video will help clarify a few of the finer details of the postures. And next up, we're going to be going over Chandra Namaskar, the moon salutations. So wishing you all a beautifully blessed day of life. Namaste.